Hello, welcome to the Corona Answer Astrology community. Yes, I have come up with a new name. It is the Corona Answer. This is the answer to your questions about astrology. This is the answer to how to move forward in business. This is the answer to how to navigate difficult times and also to plan for successful and good times like parties, events, special occasions, all of those things. So, a lot more to say about that, but and I will be talking more about this, but yeah, the answer is ANSER. So it's referring to geese, and the geese are about community. And I am about community building. So I just want to talk about that really quick to just say that, yeah, I have rebranded my channel, Corona Answer Astrology Community. And I am just really excited because I love to support community. I love networking. I love building up business owners. I love connecting people. And yeah, and I love, of course, sharing playfulness and also serious topics, things that we need to learn, things that are helpful for us. And I do all of that online and or in person at my events here locally in Boise, Idaho. And I'm so glad to be here with you. I am a Chinese astrologer. I am a sidereal astrologer. So yeah, this is not Western astrology. So just so you know, again, as you go into this, please keep an open mind. And also, yeah, I have so much I want to say about that as well. Mainly that the sun astrology system that a lot of us grew up with is well, it's completely inaccurate whether or not you follow Western or Vedic astrology, Vedic slash sidereal astrology, Chinese astrology. Anyway, that's kind of not actually correct, but the point is that when we only think about our sun sign being the most important sign, we are missing most of astrology, and that is what most of us grew up on. And that is my point: is that a lot of people are not very open-minded to the Vedic sidereal system because they think that they are a specific sign. They think they are the Taurus, they are the Cancer, they are the Leo, they are the Sagittarius, and they can't see themselves as something else because that has been so ingrained into them. While our sun sign can be an important aspect, it is not very much of the larger picture. We have a very strong ascendant, that's also referred to as the rising sign. We have a very strong moon placement, and all of the personal planets, the Venus, our Mercury, Venus, and Mars are very important. And so a lot of times what happens, and this is what happened with me, is that in the Western system, I am a Cancer sun. And for a while, I was resistant to looking into the Vedic sidereal astrology. And, I mean, when I first kind of really thought about it, I was like, not sure that really makes sense that I would be a Gemini. Well, then once I actually looked at the whole chart and got a reading and like actually had specific feedback on all these placements, it's like, yeah, my Mercury and my Venus are in Cancer. So, of course, those are really strong placements for me. So, yes, I have a lot of Cancerian energy in me. So, of course, people are going to resonate with that, and I'm going to resonate with that. So, I think that's just an important thing for us to keep in mind going forward. I'd love for you to check out your sidereal chart. And of course, more importantly, your Chinese astrology chart, because most of you don't know that. And I do Chinese astrology readings, and you can get your free chart printed, or you can go look at it with the link below. So definitely check that out. And yeah, just a couple of other things before I dive into this weekly weather. First of all, I want to say I'm so glad I'm back. Thank you for your patience. I did not intend to not have a weekly weather for this last week. And I had to be okay with that. And that was really hard for me. I really miss being here. I miss this community. And I know it's growing, but I know I've had several of you tell me like how much you love this and you're following me. And so thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means so much to me. I want to continue to grow this. So be sure and like this. If you can leave me a comment, just say thanks even or a smiley face. It all helps my channel to grow. So thank you. If you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe. And thank you for this long, listening to this long introduction today. I have just, yeah, so much to say, and I'm just so enthusiastic about Chinese astrology, sidereal astrology. Again, I am currently giving Chinese astrology readings. I am not quite ready to give a sidereal astrology reading. I know I thought I would be by this time, but yeah, that's life and that's okay. So just like I had to be okay with no Christmas cards this year, no video last week, all the things. And I just want to thank you because yeah, it's been an amazing year. It's been an amazing fall. I have been so busy and so blessed. So I'm really grateful to be back. And all right, so let's get into it. And I'm sure I'll have more things to say along the way. We are again in the rat month. You might be like, well, we're at the end of the year, we're at the end of the month, right? Well, remember again that the Chinese astrology system is a little bit different. It tends to start around the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh of the month. It always kind of starts earlier in the year, and then it kind of gets pushed back a little bit. So we will be going into the Ox month, and I believe that's going to be happening around January 7th. I should know that, but I'm going to have to get back to you on that really quick. But anyway, I will definitely, yeah, you will know that on my next video. So today is December 31st, and we're going to talk about the energies through today through January 4th. And then I'll be back here again real soon to do the other normal long week. I'm missing, like a good week and a half here. So that's okay. But yeah, so today is a Youngwood Dog Day. So happy New Year's Eve. Yes, some of us celebrate, some of us don't give a flying flippity flu, whatever. And also, as a friend on Facebook pointed out today, that it's like this is important time, and she was talking about portals specifically, that we create portals, we create these important times, and whether or not we really care about New Year's Eve, I don't so much. And yet, I do like to celebrate. I am actually hosting an event tonight. I still want to envision a really successful 2026. And yes, I will be making a bigger deal about Chinese New Year's, which is on February 4th. That was the other thing I wanted to say. And yes, I'm going to be having lots of, at least several events coming up soon. There'll be an online event and an in-person event. So I'm really excited to celebrate February 4th, which will be the official start of the Chinese astrology going into this new year of the Yang Fire Horse. Yes, the Lunar New Year is actually on the 17th, I believe. I should know that, but yeah, I'm getting my dates confused. I believe it's 13th, 17th, something like that in January. Um, when that new moon is, right? And so, anyway, I will be, of course, yeah, celebrating more. Most people celebrate that more, but the official actual energy change is on February 4th this coming year. So we are just a little under a month away. So I'm very excited to tell you that and share that with you. And yeah, but anyway, Happy New Year's if you're still celebrating with the Gregorian calendar a little bit. Tomorrow will be January 1st. And yeah, I want to, before I jump ahead of that, I want to say today the moon is in Taurus. And so, and then also it is a Youngwood Dog Day. And so this is a day where we just might be feeling really excited to share something that we are passionate about. That's me today. I'm just like the little dog that just can't get enough attention and just can't stop jumping up and down, just telling you all about this astrology, right? The Youngwood dog loves to learn, it loves to motivate, it's a protector energy. And so it's also, this is a powerful opening day. And so if you wanted to start something today, a new special little tradition, again, it's New Year's Eve, and maybe again, we're like, it's not the biggest deal, and yet I still want to do something because so many people celebrate it, and so there is energy around it. And I am personally, starting a new event that I might be carrying forward every year. It feels really good to me. It's a manifestation and vision board making party, and I've got a friend that's playing live music, that's bringing his beautiful, sweet music to us while I lead us through a journey. Then he's going to play some music for a while we're making vision boards. Like, how fun is that? I love it. So Yeah, we are, yeah, going to be bringing in those visions. And, if you haven't already done a vision board, again, sorry, a little tangent from astrology for a moment, but like, if you haven't done one, you need to. And most of you have done one and you know how powerful they are because seriously, those visions come true. And even sometimes there's things on there where you're like, why am I putting this on here? I don't even know. And then you figure it out later. And it's just so beautiful and amazing. Like last year, I have this beautiful tree that was on my vision board, and I did a lot of channeling the trees classes. And I didn't realize I was going to be doing that at the beginning of the year, So anyway, they're super fun. So I definitely encourage you to do a vision board. So be sure and make some time to do that in the coming weeks, days or weeks, whenever it works for you. Yeah, so we do have some difficult squares today that are just really disrupting technology for me. I had to restart my computer twice, and thank goodness it is cooperating now and not driving me crazy for this video. But yeah, so I mean, Mercury, at the square to the sun, it can just, yeah, again, get in the way of some of our work plans. And like my flyer, I had the wrong address. And just like, this is so Mercury square Saturn. It's just, yeah, communication kind of going haywire. It's a little like a Mercury retrograde feel. Definitely, if you struggle with technology, like I can sometimes, I'm asking for lots of blessings from guides, and the rest of the day is going to go great. But yeah, I definitely have had some little anger eruptions and had to get out my essential oils, and I've got my rocks and my crystals and all my things. So um feeling much better. Yes, but so definitely make sure that you're doing your self-care to support yourself. With the moon in Taurus, we're gonna feel maybe like doing some really good crafty homey things tonight. Like there is also locally a dance group, excuse me, a drumming and dancing group. I mean, what a perfect way to also bring in the New Year's. I'll be going to that afterwards. And yeah, so like dancing, cooking, eating good food. It's all those wonderful tourist things, right? So yeah, I encourage you to, you know, enjoy yourself, but yeah, hopefully not over the top tonight, so that you're not going to hurt yourself with over drinking or whatever other substance you partake in. And also the Uranus and Moon are conjunct today. And so this is about something that could be very surprising, very shocking that could happen today. Maybe it's right before midnight. I have been following some things on YouTube for a while about the financial system. I'm not going into fear stories about it. I am also not going to say there isn't going to be big changes. I mean, every economist out there is saying that. And the US dollar has been devaluing and so on and so forth. And I don't need to get into all of that. You can do your own research. However, I'm going to be talking a lot more about this through the astrology lens here because Uranus is in Taurus, and Taurus is about our financial system. It is about money, right? It is also um, about the food systems. So yeah, when the Uranus, when there's something that is conjunct with Uranus, I mean, and this is about the moon and us people. I mean, there could be a shocking surprise regarding the the financial system. I can't really make a prediction exactly on what that may be. However, what I like to see is that tomorrow we have this beautiful trine from Uranus to Pluto, and Pluto is about that transformation. And so I'm hopeful that there's something positive happening, at least in this moment in these next couple of days. It's a little hard to say still because, yeah, we're going to continue to also have, and actually, let me share you with you my screen. I was almost like, you know what? I haven't been always sharing the sidereal chart, but I'd like to do that again. So just got to make sure I've got it up here. And thank you for your patience. Here we go. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't always, I know a lot of people listen while they're driving, while they're vacuuming, doing all the things, right? I know I do my listening to podcasts, doing my chores, my dishes and whatnot. So but for those of you that like to see a little bit, and if you have a moment to sit down, this can be fun and helpful as well if you want to learn a little astrology or understand and see maybe what I'm talking about a little bit more. But yeah, so basically, um, it's not an exact conjunction with Uranus and the moon. There are 7 degrees, but so it's almost not a full conjunction, but it is pretty darn close. So yeah, so we might be getting off the hook a little bit, but also, yeah, there could definitely be something. And I just want to talk about that we, of course, have this stellium in Sagittarius. That means we have 4 or more planets here, which we do have these 4 planets. We have the Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, all in Sagittarius with the Sun, Mars, and Venus all conjunct. So these are all very close together. So what this means is the strong Sagittarius energy is very prevalent. Happy birthday to those that have Sagittarius birthdays. Remember that the sun went into Sagittarius on December 15th. So if you have a birthday from the 15th towards the middle of January. Sorry, I'll have to get that exact date, but again, somewhere like around the yeah, 14th or something of January, then you are Sagittarius. Your sun is in Sagittarius. I know. You might be like, I thought it was a Capricorn. Yep. For those of you early January, you are Sagittarius. So super fun. And what does that mean? So Sagittarius, it is about adventures. Remember, it's the archer. They're drawing back the bow. That's this wonderful little arrow with the bow, or the little arrow mark. That is the archer. So Sagittarius, they are also known, some archetypes are the philosopher, the gypsy, the scholar, the teacher. So they love to learn, they love to teach. They, again, are very free spirits. They can really want to walk this earth with all kinds of wild abandon. And again, they're a fire sign, so they can be like very warm and welcoming and jovial and just be the life of the party. I mean, definitely sometimes I'm like, if you like to have a really good time, you must be a Sagittarius. Again, this is when I really believe more in the sun sign astrology system that I just talked about at the beginning being like fairly inaccurate, okay? Because all these other placements are also so important. And so, for instance, I have to bring it back to myself to just so that you kind of get to know. And, it's not about me talking about myself. It's actually when I have followed all the astrologers in the past, I loved it when they would talk about themselves because it made me understand the astrology that much better because I really liked them and their energy. And then I got to know, like, oh, of course, that's that Sagittarius in them or whatever. So my Mars is in Leo. So sometimes people are like, wow, you must have like some strong Leo in your chart. Some people thought my sun is in Leo because I like to be on social media. That wasn't the case at one point. But yes, my Mars is in Leo. And so, yes, I can really do well being in the limelight. I love being on stage in front of hundreds of people. It is a thrill to me. So, anyway, that is just, one aspect that could, throw certain people off. So you might be like, wow, my sun is in Sagittarius. That doesn't feel like me at all. Well, let's just see and think about you in specific situations, right? Not everywhere do we act like a Sagittarius if we're a Sagittarius. It's really going to depend on, again, like where's your moon, where's your Mercury, Venus, Mars, and so forth. So, yeah. And I would love to talk to you more about that, even though I'm not doing full readings yet with a sidereal. Let's do a Chinese astrology mini reading. I will just go over, or we can do a mini sidereal reading. I am going to offer that because I feel like I can still offer a mini reading and just be like, hey, here's your main placements. And then, as I continue to finish my studies, I can go deeper into the chart and actually get into all the goodies, which I'm, pretty much able to do already. But, I'm just going to have to make sure I cross my T's and dot my I's because that's the way I like to do things. And yeah, so anyway, uh, but yeah, so I just want us to think about like the adventurous spirit. And, it is a fun time, the whole New Year's Eve, the whole New Year's Day. It is a fun, adventurous time, or it can be, if we want it to be. It doesn't have to be, but that is part of why, we do celebrate the New Year's. That and, the New Year was taken from April 1st. I just learned that. And that's why April Fools is what it is, because they stole the new year from April 1st and moved it to January 1st. And then they called people that still celebrated on April 1st fools. Yeah, so there's so much truth coming out. Sagittarius is about the truth. So we've got Mercury in Sagittarius. There is a lot of truth telling going on in the media. We are just learning more and more about the truth. And I feel like I can more and more speak what I feel like is my truth and what resonates as truth to me. And again, as always, take it or leave it. But yeah, I think a lot of people are becoming like that in the world, and it's a beautiful thing. With Mars in Sagittarius, Mars is exalted in Sagittarius. With yeah, it has so much energy and power. So this is a great time. I know some people are not for New Year's resolutions, but guess what? This year, you should make a resolution if you want to. Should be left out, of course. But if you want to have a resolution, freaking go for it because you are going to be a winner. You are going to, oh my gosh, not only that, but like with Venus also being in Sagittarius. I mean, this is beautiful because this is relationships. Okay, Venus does not love to be in Sagittarius, but I'm just going to say though that there's good and bad with everything, right? And so while this is not Venus's happiest, best placement, this is still also could, if you are in a really positive place, like really help you to have drive to go forward in some positive areas in your relationship, especially if you are, willing to, yeah, just do some action, like, take some action steps around your relationship and things that are difficult. And I would say, yeah, just being active would be really good. So definitely that is just something to think about, or like in the bedroom, like that could be a really great focus for right now. Like if you're in partnership, like have some fun in the bedroom and work on that intimacy. And I will put down also a practitioner's name below that you can work with for those of you that are interested in needing some tantric work. Haley McConna is a wonderful tantric, I think is how you say it. But yeah, so, if that's something you want to explore to heal something or just to become more intimate with your partner, with yourself, I invite you to check that out. Anyway, moving along. So yeah, we have a tough placement, excuse me, with Chiron squaring Jupiter. So this could feel a little bit tricky with just there could be an expansion of our wounding. So if you are alone or if you are holding yourself up, you could, that's going to expand that a little bit. So reach out to people. Like if you're having a hard time, it is okay to say, I'm having a hard time. Like text people, call people, get on social media and say, I'm having a hard time. As soon as people do that, they feel so much better. People don't know that you're struggling until you tell us, So it is so important. And I know how hard it is. I do. I have gone through depression in my life and I have gone through lots and lots of loneliness more than most people my age because I am not a person that ever had kids and I do not have a partner and I have not had a partner a lot of my adult life. And that was not by choice. And I could talk more about my chart and the reasons for that. And another time, I've talked enough about myself today, but it has been painful. And we all have our painful lessons, but I have had to deal with a lot of loneliness. So I relate to people that are actually in their 70s, 80s, 90s. I relate with them because I know what it's like. You know, I do. And I didn't mean to start crying, but I just want you to know that you are not alone and it is hard to ask and reach out for help. And I still struggle with it and I'm getting better, but it's something we all have to work on. I've been talking a lot and really rambling a lot in hopefully really good ways. I think I am, but yeah, this is going to be a long video, but thank you for sticking through it because on January 1st, we come to the new year. And I have to say really quick that I love several things about this because in the new year, 2026, we are in a number one year. It's a sun year. We just came out of, as of today, the 31st, as I am speaking and creating this video, it is New Year's Eve still. And it is a Mars year, a 9 year. It is a year of endings. It has been very difficult for a lot of people. Well, beautiful thing. On the first, we get a new year, a one, and a sun year. And I'm so excited because, okay, so today is actually a Yinwood Pig Day. So I'm going to talk about that. But in 2 days, on January 2nd, we will have the Yang Fire Rat. And the Yang Fire is like a one and is like the sun. It is that sun energy. The young fire is the sun. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So let me talk about January 1st. So we have a Yinwood Pig Day. The Yinwood Pig is sociable. It is a great networker. It just loves to and I mean Sagittarius with it being in this Mercury, Venus, Mars. I mean, there is some really beautiful networking energy. So there's some really good energy. Moon in Taurus is also just really lovely again for like parties and again enjoying the finer things, like it can be movies and entertainment too. So the pig does like to overindulge sometimes. So on January 1st, be careful. Just, be aware that we can hurt ourselves, like whether it's through food or substances, and that doesn't feel good. And like, let's, indulge in those things that also feel good. Like I was lifting weights this morning and man, that felt good. I'm so glad to get back to that. So the Ginwood really wants to solve problems. It is really great at, yeah, solving problems and growing new things. And so we're going to really be in a desire to learn with this new year energy. I feel like this is a year that um, is also going to help us to bring about changes and things that have to end. And I say that because our year begins on what we call a close day. And it's a very powerful close day in the Chinese astrology system. It's a 3-star close day. It doesn't get any higher and more strong than 3 stars. And so 3 stars, close day tells me that we're going to be bringing things to endings this year. It's not going to be the easiest year. I'm not going to lie. A young fire horse year, it's going to move really fast. It's going to be really fiery and hot, and it's going to be bright. And it is going to change so many things, and there's going to be so much positivity too. Don't worry. And things are going to change so quickly, and it could be challenging too, for sure. As with every year, there's challenges. I know how hard this has been for anybody with the monkey or the snake in their chart this year or the tiger. I mean, you guys all know if I've been telling everybody, for months now, if you have this, ever since I started doing this Chinese astrology on my channel here, you've been hearing me talk about this. So next year, there will be other animals that we'll be talking about that will struggle, and those ones will get a little bit of a break. So yay for that. But that doesn't happen until February 4th. So we got another month, but still, we are in a 1 year now. So we're not going to have to deal with endings in certain ways. But as I said, the Chinese astrology is telling us this is a close energy. This is going to bring about a lot of endings too. Okay. This is also like a 9 in the Chinese, excuse me, not the Chinese, the Magi astrology system, which I also study, and Andrea, the traveling Magi, brings to the Boise area, the Boise and beyond area. So I'll put a link to her below if you want to learn more about the Magi astrology. So that's the card science system. That's the whole astrology hidden in the deck of cards. I've talked about it before. But yes, so this is I'm losing my train of thought. But yes, so this will be a powerful ending of a lot of things kind of a year. Okay. But, it's okay. There's a lot of things that I mean, honestly, I can say that almost everybody on my channel is going to be so happy about the things that are ending. We are ending systems that we have all been frustrated with and we've all been sad about. And there could be other endings too that we're going to grieve about that are going to be really hard too. I mean, there could be things that are going to end that we didn't want to end. I don't know. I don't have that magic ball, but it is going to move really fast. So we're going to have to be really strong and really vigilant. But I think again, our tools of being that networker like the pig, being um, that jovial, like fun-loving character that the pig is, let's bring those forth. And also like that desire to learn and to change things and to be flexible. I'm going to be talking a lot more about these energies, but that is a lot of this new year energy as of just looking at the January 1st date. Of course, I'm going to be talking a lot more about the Chinese astrology as we get closer, and I hope that you get to join me for that. Okay, so again, we're continuing with this square with the Mercury and Neptune and Saturn, and now Mercury is having an exact square to Neptune. So we could feel very disillusioned by things in the media. We could feel disillusioned by our communication with others. It could be definitely difficult to communicate right now. So this may not be the best time to have those really difficult conversations. Um, and that doesn't mean that we don't have to try or we can't try. I'm just saying that, there are some days when it's like, it's okay to wait a day or two or a week, and to have those real conversations of like, this is just not a good day to talk about this. And it could be that we're just not feeling good. It doesn't even have to be whatever astrology I'm sharing. Like, we need to always check in with ourselves and see where we're at because some days we might just start feeling like screaming at somebody and we don't want to go there, right? So we do have this opposition with Jupiter and I mean, it's not as actually direct as what it looks like here, but a little bit of this opposition with Mars and Jupiter. So we do need to be aware that there could be an expansive energy of kind of almost some warlike energy that could feel, or some aggressive energy that I think will feel more around things and leadership in the world. So yeah, I am not going to lie. I think that the beginning of this year could be a little bit tough. The the week ahead is looking a little bit challenging. So I hope that we've had a little bit of time to rest and do some good things for ourselves and feel well. And a lot of people have been sick. So I hope that you're starting to feel better. I'm sorry if you've been one of those. And I hope that you can um, drink your lemon water and get out and do your earthing and doing your walking to move the lymph, moving those toxins out of the body, drinking lots of water, just trying to eat a little bit less sugar. I know we're eating cookies and all the candy and chocolates. I certainly have been, and I'm trying not to do as much either, and it's challenging for sure. All right, moving along to January 2nd. We now have the moon in Gemini, and so lovely moon in Gemini is going to make us want to be more sociable and talkative. This is going to be continuing this conjunction with the Mars, Sun, Venus. And so, again, we're going to have a lot of energy to go forward with things in our life. And there is this opposition with the Sun. We are almost at the full moon. And so, yeah, this is also, what do I want to say? Okay, so yeah, and then also, oh yes, there's the square from the moon to Saturn and Neptune. And so this again could feel like we are being disillusioned and like there's a lot of hard work ahead of us. And yeah, it could be definitely some challenging energies. Again, just continuing with those challenging energies with Mercury. And then want to talk about that young fire energy. The young fire rat day is the day of January 2nd. And again, that young fire energy is like the sun. And so it's a radiant, warm energy. It's going to make us want to desire to be very loving and generous and kind, just like Geminis love to. And um, sorry, my battery's getting low. And so yeah, it's just going to be a great day. And then as far as that goes, and then it's also a rat day, and the rat loves to get into organizations and the details and figuring out finances. And this is an established day. This could be a good day to just again start something new, start a project. So um, yeah, I mean, I would encourage, I think, all of us to think about, some financial goals in this week to, yeah, possibly, I don't know, for instance, I'm moving some money, a bunch of my savings into silver. I should have done it sooner, but the silver prices keep going up, but that's okay. Better to do it now than later. I might invest in some crypto. Uh, Anyway, I'm getting my money out of dollars, but that's one of the things that I'm doing. So, rats love to think about money and resources. And so, this is just something we may be really wanting to think about, and or depending on what happens in the world, we may be forced to think about some of this. It will be definitely interesting to see what happens. Okay, so moving along to January 3rd. We now have a Yin Fire Ox Day, and the Yin Fire Ox, it is an energy that loves to give to others and inspire and bring hope. That hope is hope with hard work though, like it likes to do the hard work. It's not afraid to. It wants to give and be supportive, and also, it's very much about family. And so this is also a remove day. So we can also start a project on a day like today. Like we could even start a diet or a cleanse on a day like today. I'm sorry, when I say a remove day, I meant like a project, like a decluttering project would be a great thing. A cleaning project would be another one. Something in that vein is something to consider as we are at the weekend now. And, this will also be, again, a little bit of a test for all of us because with this Sun and Mars and Venus conjunction continuing in Sagittarius, it is in opposition now to the moon and Jupiter. Of course, we are at the full moon energy, so yay, I love full moons. It's really awesome manifesting, and it could be a little bit challenging because the moon and Jupiter are conjunct. And with that opposition to Mars, I just don't know if we're going to see some really angry and nasty things in the world. And sadly, those that are in control, they know astrology. They do. I mean, they all use it. They have been for eons. And of course, that's why they vilified it, because they didn't want us, the people, to know how powerful it was. But we're learning again, we all knew at one point, like all of the common people always followed astrology back in all indigenous cultures. And we all come from some indigenous culture somewhere. So we all came from that. And then we had all these lies and things hidden from us. And it was only in royalty, for a long time. The Chinese astrology was only used by the royals. And, currently all the people in power in the world are using, all these different systems. Who knows? I don't know if they're using Western, Vedic, Chinese, Mayan, Magi, you name it. Maybe they're using a combination of all the above. But the point is they absolutely 100% they follow the astrology and they use it for power and control. And that is, yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's also again a testament to how powerful it is, right? So I don't say that to scare you. I just say that to be empowering to you and to know like that you can be as powerful as those people if you follow it. I really continue to become more abundant and empowered when I follow astrology. And of course, my own intuition, which is the most powerful thing that all of us have that no one can take from us. So, Yeah, so again, with the moon being in Gemini, we're going to be feeling very mercurial and wanting to be very sociable and speaking our mind. But I would be, again, very careful to talk about problems right now. It's just, yeah, with this opposition to Mars, I mean, people could just be really reactionary. And, Mars and Venus, when there's a conjunction with them, talked about passion a little while ago. We could continue to have some of that, but also like there can be that fighting energy with Mars and Venus. And I have had a Mars Venus relationship where it was like either love or wonderfulness or fighting. And I did not want the fighting anymore. And that is why I chose to be single, because I do not want a Mars and Venus relationship again. That's not fun. So, just warning us that we may need to lay low a little bit today. And remember, as always, to go out and do your earthing. I don't know if I've said that before in this video, but yeah, let's keep doing that. It's still going to be tricky with communication with the Mars squaring Saturn and Neptune. So, cross your T's, dot your I's, have compassion for people right now that are not reading their text correctly, that are not remembering things, that are not listening. It's happening. It's happened to me several times. And also know that on the 3rd, we are also going to feel our wounds come up. The Chiron is squaring the moon and it's squaring Jupiter. With that moon and Jupiter conjunct, it's going to enhance beautiful, benefic things to do with um, Gemini qualities of relationships, of gathering, of being sociable, of communicating, of writing, all these wonderful of teaching. Geez, I keep forgetting about teaching. I mean, I'm a Gemini, that's why I love to teach. And I also have my moon in Gemini. So, I've got double Gemini, strong Gemini in my chart. But yeah, when it's square Chiron, we're going to feel a wounding again around our ability to communicate and to teach. And it can be enhanced with that Jupiter here in conjunction. And hopefully we'll feel the good effects. Everybody has their own individual charts. And so I just want us to be aware that, there's everything in the world, every day in the world is not all, Sundays with a with a cherry on top. We know this. I mean, it's just that's not reality. So when I'm sharing all this with you, I'm sharing it to say, like, hey, there are days that are challenging, not to say, like, here's all the bad stuff. I'm just saying, like, this is the reality. We have some challenging energies some days and some weeks, and other weeks I get to talk about all the fun and lovely things a little bit more. Now, it is a young Earth Tiger day as well. So, what do I want to say about the young Earth Tiger? Well, again, the tiger can be very reactionary sometimes. So we really have to be careful that we do not overreact. Why? Most importantly, because this is a multiplier day in the Chinese astrology. So your thoughts will become things. And if you go on a negative tangent, you will go in a very dark and negative place. So be careful, my friends. It's not worth it. Focus on your gratitude today. And the young earth tiger, it is a protector energy. It is a fatherly energy. It's a great, fatherly or motherly energy. Like it wants to be supportive. It is that big mountain that can really, uh, when we make up our minds to do something, we can move mountains, right? And so there is this ferociousness of the tiger that is this wonderful energy of like wanting to be supportive and helpful and fight for a cause. And also it can do something that, yeah, again, can move a mountain. And so, yes, today we could, you know, definitely go in a bad direction if we're not careful. And we can also go into that gratitude of like, wow, I have so much and I have done so much and I have so much to offer. And, just maybe it's a day to more meditate more, but really keep your thoughts as positive as possible. That doesn't mean that we have to completely dismiss our feelings, but honestly, this isn't a good day to just sit and dwell on negative feelings and sit in it too long. The moon is also in Cancer. It will make us emotional. It's going to be an emotional day. Not only that, but the moon is in opposition to Pluto. Yeah. So luckily, it's not an exact opposition. It's more in opposition still to this. Oops, sorry, I forgot to move it along. Let me move my over here to January 4th. There we go. Okay. Oh, yeah, I mean it's not exact, but anyway, it's pretty close to this, yeah, moon opposition Pluto. So again, we are going to be feeling some transformations happening. It may have to do with the financial things that could be changing for us. I don't know. But, it could be just a lot of our own things that we are having to deal with as people. Um, yeah. So I know that also with Uranus being in Taurus, it's about like there's earthquakes happening. There could be some really big earthquakes. With some of the other, things that mm, specific things like not today necessarily because we have this beautiful trine energy with Uranus and Pluto and yeah, there's nothing like really aspecting Uranus, but like yeah, that's just something that, is something that we need to be thinking about. There have been a lot more earthquakes this last year with as soon as Uranus went into Taurus. Again, all the energy is moving forward for not all of it. I mean, we still have Jupiter retrograde, Uranus is still retrograde, but um yeah, there is also just more planets than not going forward. And so, this is still a good time to like engage in things again with Mars and Sagittarius. Start something new. If you really do want to go on a cleanse or a diet, I will be leading one on January 16th. We're going to be doing that parasite cleanse. It's not going to have exactly that name because I'm going to have options for people to do either that a 21-day cleanse, or it could be a parasite cleanse. It could be just a, low sugar, kind of more like a Whole30 cleanse. So there's options, but I'm going to have support for that, and I will have more information about that. As soon as I get it all finished, I will definitely drop that link below, and I'll have that information in the next video. So definitely be on the lookout. I also will have a Q&A on January 9th, I believe, a little informational class on cleansing and how I lead them and what to expect and all of that. And it's totally free, of course. But yeah, I am, just kind of helping people because, yeah, we have all this energy to move forward with Mars and Sagittarius. Let's get rid of some sugar. Let's get rid of some parasites. Let's get to feeling better. Let's start exercising more, like all these great things. So let's get healthy in 2026. And whatever other goals that you have, like there's a lot of energy to go forward with. It doesn't have to be about health if that's not your area of focus right now. Don't even worry about it. But yeah, we do have a lot of wonderful energy to move forward with the Archer's energy of Sagittarius. Just remember that the lower octave energies of Sagittarius are like self-righteousness and this rigidity of thinking that, yeah, basically, I'm right, you're wrong, this divisive energy. And it's just kind of this very foolish, yeah, low vibe energy that we don't want to fall into. It was a very prevalent energy during COVID. We all know how nasty COVID was on so many levels, and we're learning more and more all the time. But yeah, we don't want to be like that. So just, checking ourselves if we're being really judgmental or just thinking we're so much better. Like it's just time to like do a little inventory and be like, well, why am I feeling this way? And yeah, being really kind to ourselves. I always talk about writing in our journal. It doesn't have to be a journal that you save. If you want to just write all kinds of stuff that you want to burn and throw away later, that is a great thing to do to get stuff out of the head, to stay positive. But yeah, stay positive today with this multiplier day. There's some really tough aspects, but you know what? It's okay. Tomorrow is a new day, and I'll be talking about that again real soon because January 4th is Sunday, and I will be back to you with a video. As long as everything goes, I'm crossing my fingers. As long as everything goes well, I will have a video out for you on January 4th so that you will be ready for the coming week of January 5th. And I just want to thank you so much for being here. Thanks for listening and sticking around so long. I had a ton of fun sharing so much with you today. I try to keep it a little bit shorter in the future, but again, thank you for joining. Please let me know where you're from, what jumped out to you today, what was speaking to you, and yeah, or as you are listening throughout the week, what resonated, what was just totally spot on for you. And Yeah, and then of course check your the links below to find out your Chinese astrology animals. I do many Chinese astrology readings as well as the full astrology readings. I will have a link soon to the mini sidereal readings as well. That's going to be so much fun. So thank you again. Bye for now and take good care. Thank you for liking and subscribing. See you real soon.